A very good morning, children. Well, now I can't say enjoying the rains because last week we had too much of rain. In fact, I was really getting fed up. The clothes were not drying, we couldn't even go out of the house, and I believe the condition of the roads are really very bad. Anyway, now today, I don't know about you all, but today luckily here in Kalimpong, we have very good weather. The sun has come out, makes us feel brighter and better. So please be careful, children, and not only COVID, the virus is causing damage, but even the rains are causing a lot of flooding, landslides, isn't it? These are all natural disasters. Well, I told you to do a few sentences, but no one responded. I just don't understand. Are you following the lesson or just not bothered? Please do, children, please, and get back to us. Only Kritika Subba of 6A has done her work. Kudos to you, Kritika. Keep up the good work, though you have to improve a bit on the language part. And now we will begin our lesson. We had finished page 118. Now just to give you a short synopsis of what we had done, we knew that these two people, Bill and Sam, needed money, and they were planning to kidnap a young boy, a rich boy. So what happened was that they picked up the son of a very rich man, and it was Dorset, the name, and they picked up this boy, they brought him to a cave on a hill, and then, they thought it was very easy and all, but they didn't realize that, instead of being happy about getting the money for kidnapping, they were in a mess. Why? Because the boy was one person, like some children, when they're taken away by, from their parents, they're miserable, they are unhappy and all. But this boy was enjoying himself over there, really, he was having a great time. Now, we have finished with page 118. Let's start with 119. Now, the author, now he's the one who's telling the story. He said, you know what he did? Well, let me read it out a bit to you. I said, "Kid, would you like to go home?" "Ah, what for?" says he. "I don't have any fun at home. I hate school. I like camping." "You won't take me home, Snake Eye, will you?" "Not right away," said I. "Yay," said he. "I never had such fun in my life." At about 11 o'clock, we spread out some white blankets and went to bed. Red Chief kept us awake. Now, Red Chief is this little boy. He kept us awake, jumping and screeching in our ears. At last, I fell into a troubled sleep and dreamt that I had been kidnapped and chained to a tree by a pirate with red hair. Well, then actually it seems like the kid who was kidnapped was really enjoying himself. In fact, they must have got so fed up, as I have told you earlier, isn't it, that he had really troubled them. So then, they asked him, "Would you like to go home?" He replied, "Why would I go home when I'm having so much of fun over here?" He says he hated school, which I'm sure most of you do. I shouldn't be saying it, but most of you like to just spend their time dilly-dallying, sleeping, watching TV. So he hated, and he loved camping. Camping, as I suppose he hadn't been out too much. And then he asked one who he had named. Now imagine he's given them names, Snake Eye. Now Snake Eye, can you believe it? Snake Eye. Must have eyes like a snake, slit eyes like a snake. And he said, "No, I don't want to go home. I'm enjoying myself. Why should I go home?" Then at night, what they did was, it was a cave, so they spread white blankets, and then they went to bed. Red Chief, now the boy's name was Red Chief, given his name, Red Chief was the boy who was kidnapped boy. The kidnapped boy. Imagine. So they had given but of course they couldn't sleep, as he wouldn't let them sleep for 3 hours. He was jumping and shouting and saying things and all. So he wouldn't let them sleep. And he was shouting in a very, screeching, high-pitched voice, "Ee!" like that. I mean, louder than that, of course, and right into their ears. Then at last they could sleep. And, he did not have a very peaceful sleep. He had a very disturbed sleep. Now, disturbed sleep, and he dreamt, can you believe it? He dreamt that the boy he had kidnapped had chained him to a tree. The boy who was kidnapped, he dreamt that he had chained him to a tree, and he was like a pirate with red hair. Now, pirate is usually a robber, a thief on the high seas. They come by ship. And actually, he had all imagined. It wasn't, but when you go to bed sometimes with, not good thoughts, you dream all funny dreams and all. And then this is what he was dreaming. And just as, just at daybreak, I was awakened by awful screams from Bill. I jumped up to see what's the matter. Red Chief was sitting on Bill's chest, holding him by the hair. In his other hand, he had a sharp knife, which he was threatening to kill Bill. I got the knife away from the kid and made him lie down again. But from that moment, Bill's spirit was broken. He ekdam. He lay down on his side of the bed, but he never closed an eye again in sleep as long as the boy was thinking. Then suddenly, like this guy, he was this other friend of Bill, was sleeping. They were sleeping. He got up with a start because there was a loud cry, and he saw Red Chief. That was the small boy. Now, Red Chief here is the kidnapped boy, like I told you before. And he was sitting on Bill's chest, like this. Bill was like this, and he was sitting on his chest. And he was holding his hair. Can you believe it? He was holding his hair, and he had a sharp knife, and he was threatening. He was threatening, bullying, like saying, "I'm going to kill you, Bill." Can you believe it? A small boy like that, threatening a big man. Then Sam took the knife away from the boy and made him lie down, made him lie down. After that, Bill's spirit was broken. Matlab, he was terrified. Now, he was so strong. Imagine he and his friend had made the plan to kidnap the kid. But then his spirit was broken. Matlab, he was so scared that, he lay down, but he said, he thought to himself that I'm not going to sleep as long as this boy was there. So you can imagine how scared, terrified the two men were after the boy was kidnapped. Ain't it awful, Sam? Children, I'm reading. Please look at your books. Ain't it awful, Sam? No one will pay money to get a little imp like that back. His parents will, said I. I went to the top of the little mountain and looked around, over towards summit. I expected to see a search party, but what I saw was a peaceful landscape. Perhaps, says I to myself, it has not been discovered. Then I took Bill aside and told him I was going to Poplar Cove, a little village 3 miles away, to find out what reaction the kidnapping had caused. You know, Sam, says Bill, I stood by you in earthquakes, fire and flood, in card games, dynamic outrages, police raids, train robberies and cyclones. But I never lost my nerve, yet till we kidnapped that kid. You won't leave me long with him, will you? I'll be back soon, says I. You must keep the boy amused till I return. Let's write the letter to Mr. Dorset, demanding the ransom and how it should be paid. We'll read till there and then we'll think. And then after that, Bill told Sam, I don't think anybody will pay money to get this boy back. He's so naughty, he's so terrible that the parents will not pay any money. They said, let him be. But his parents would, of course, everybody's parents wouldn't like their children to come to any harm. He went to the top of the hill and he looked over the summit. He thought he would see a search party, like there are people when you go to look for thieves and robbers, you'll see, all police all over the place and all. He didn't see, but just he saw the beautiful scenery down the mountain which was not disturbed. He said maybe they haven't realized that he's been kidnapped. They must have thought he's gone to his friend's house or he's gone somewhere close by. And that he told Bill that he was going to Poplar Cove. That was a little village 3 miles away to find out. Sometimes like in the village or gaon, you hear that police have come and so there's been a murder, there's been a theft. So you know what's happening. So he said, let me go down to this village which is close by and find out that in case there's any rumors or talk about this kidnapping. Like even something happens in Teesta, in Kalimpong. Something happens in Kalimpong, in Pedong, like that. And he also reassured, he said, as if don't worry, Sam, they have been through so many difficult times like fires have broken out, floods have taken place, earthquakes, dynamite, police, etc. He said, but he never lost his nerve. Means he didn't feel very scared or jittery. And when you're in a situation, you should not panic. Because panic, like suppose there's an earthquake, you can't panic. You have to be a little calm. I know it's difficult, especially when any disaster takes place. It's very difficult. Like now also we have COVID. You can't panic. You just have to follow the rules. So that's what. And so I think Sam was usually, he was panicking. He was getting scared and panicking. He was nervous with the boy around. Can you believe it? He's been through such bad times with Bill, but he couldn't take this kid with the kidnapping of the kid. And that he told Bill that he would be back soon and told him to keep the boy busy. And he suggested that they write a letter, like, when you are kidnapped, you write a letter to Mr. Dorset, that is the father of the kidnapped boy, asking for money and how it should be paid. Maybe the father doesn't know he's been kidnapped, maybe he thinks he's gone down the road to play, or maybe he thinks, like he's gone to his cousin, something like that. But the father has not realized whether he's been kidnapped. Now, children, you understood the story, this part, this much? Well, it's very easy. It's about a boy, somebody like you all, who's having fun when he's been taken away. He's never been taken away like this. He's got so much of freedom that instead of being scared, he's been bullying these two men rather. So we have done till page 118, one paragraph of 118. And children, please, I am telling you, please read the chapter. Tomorrow, I will be giving you some work tomorrow, so please do it and get back to me. Like I said, Kritika was the only one who is doing her work. So isn't the story interesting? Read the lesson, and please, children, I hope when you are going out, you all are taking all precautions like wearing your mask and also coming home after playing or whatever and washing your hands and not running around the whole countryside. Have you understood? So please take care, don't trouble your parents, and please stay safe till I meet you all the next time. Thank you, children.